This is a production of WTVI PBS Charlotte.
I got a double letter score.
Good job.
The Sides family enjoys hanging out at home.
11 plus 1 is what?
Easy 12.
The kids get excited about board games.
Wait, do we have another tea?
This night, the kitchen table serves as the setting for a game of Scrabble. From where I sit, they look like any other family: mom, dad, and 3 kids.
That's the lab.
But just as in the game, where letters are strategically placed on the board to form words, these children were strategically placed with this couple to form a family.
I believe God brought Gary and I together to be parents to these children.
Gary and Myron knew they wanted kids since they got married 17 years ago, but having their own wasn't in the cards, so they chose to adopt.
And this has just been a blessing to us, to be able to have children, to feel complete.
I can see the sparkle in Myra's eye when she talks about 20-year-old Gage, 14-year-old Cheyenne, and 8-year-old Logan. Photos of the kids fill the family's living room, but their journey here wasn't an easy one. When Gary describes the frightened, fragile 12-year-old Gage who moved in with them years ago, it's hard to believe the young man we see now is the same person.
He was afraid to go in his bedroom because the wind blew the bushes outside.
Not even a teen. Gage had already spent 3 years in Department of Social Services, or DSS custody, and had bounced around between 9 different foster families.
Multiple unsuccessful placements.
Following a childhood filled with turmoil and uncertainty, Gage developed a condition called reactive attachment disorder. Cheyenne suffers from it too. According to the National Institutes of Health, the disorder develops when children are deprived of basic needs, things like food, physical safety, and touching. That's where the agency Thompson steps in. The nonprofit, formerly known as Thompson Child and Family Focus, works to help heal children like Gage. Gage actually spent time at Thompson's Psychiatric Residential Treatment Center, which helps children who have emotional wounds. Children who have often been the victim of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse, or come from a home filled with domestic violence. Feeling loved and safe in the Sides home also helped Gage overcome the disorder.
And he crawled up on my lap and acted like a baby. And I held him in my arms and pretended I was feeding him a bottle. And when we went to therapy the next time, the therapist was so excited because she said this is an important step and it's a transition for him.
The requirements to become a foster parent vary by state. In North Carolina, you must be at least 21 years old, have a stable home and income, be willing to be fingerprinted and have a criminal background check, maintain a drug-free environment, and complete 30 hours of training. As for the cost, well, most of the time there isn't one. You can work with your county DSS or a licensed private agency to foster or adopt for free. Children's Home Society provides services at little or no cost to families.
Oh, there's been a few children that I've wanted to take home myself.
Katrina LaFleur spends a lot of her time educating the community about the needs of these children.
So there's always a need for families.
Once children are in DSS custody, the state spends 1 year working to reconnect them with family.
The goal is always reunification.
But for nearly half of the children in the state's care, reunification just doesn't work. That was the case for Gage.
His father finally realized that he was going to be unable to care for him and basically surrendered his parental rights.
Our focus is to find homes for the older teenagers.
Each year, about 10% of children in the state's foster care age out of the system.
It's a really sad thing to watch a lot of that happen.
There's also a big need for people who are willing to adopt sibling groups.
With Kyle and Ann and Grandma.
That's why couples like Bjorn and Lisa Hansen are special.
Brother, sister was our first choice.
There you guys are at Salt Lake City.
The Hansens worked with Children's Home Society to get licensed as foster and adoptive parents. Once they completed the training we mentioned earlier, it was just a matter of time before they were matched. They adopted Tim and Liana in 2013 after fostering them for a few months.
Tim, he kind of likes to be a jokester. She tends to kind of like to cuddle up at times or be loving in that way.
The kids haven't lived with the Hansens long, but the couple says they've already noticed a big change.
She, a year ago, didn't read.
Strawberry ice cream.
So she, begs to read now almost every day.
My name is Junie B. Jones.
For the Hansens and the Sides, the decision to foster and adopt wasn't just about expanding their families. It was about changing children's lives.
It's satisfying to think about, you're impacting a kid.
How do you put into words the fact that these little kids have been through things that 90% of people can't understand, but we are able to make a difference and help them try and put that behind them and move forward? There's just no description for that kind of difference to make in somebody's life.
Lives that have forever been changed. Through each soccer match and family vacation, these families are filling their hearts with love for one another and their photo albums with great memories. For Carolina Impact, I'm Danielle Koser reporting.